So I found these mushrooms when I was walking down the towpath yesterday, and yeah, I usually try and if it looks like it might be edible, I usually just try and make it into a sandwich or something like that. So I think let's have a look. This is a chanterelle, and let's have a look. So I mean, this mushroom I found looks a bit like that. So light's not that great there. Yeah, I mean, to me that looks pretty similar to that, slightly darker, but that I reckon is a chanterelle. What I'm going to do is, I suppose, just smell the mushrooms, just to make sure they don't smell like acid or they smell nasty. It usually means they are nasty if they smell nasty. These ones, I'm just going to rinse them in the water, and that just, it's just to get the bugs out. It's only like little bugs and stuff in there, and then I'll just drain them out, dry them out. That's the water, so it's just got a few bits in it, I guess. It's not too dirty, nothing spectacular in there. And then I put them to dry on this little drainer, and perhaps I'll check them in a few hours and make a sandwich out of them. So I've been doing a bit of research on the internet about these mushrooms, and chanterelles, I thought they were. So I did a bit of searching around on YouTube, and I'm just going to look at what it was that makes it a chanterelle. So I reckon that the inner flesh, so when you break it in half like I have with this one, that flesh has got to be white flesh, so that's a good indication. And they reckon that these gills should be just folds rather than gills. So, and also that the smell of the chanterelle should be an apricot-y smell, but that's a kind of a woody smell, sort of generic mushroomy smell, but a little bit fruity smell. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with mushrooms, there's so many different sort of permeations of the same mushroom that if you really being finicky about what it is, you're going to end up not finding any mushrooms. So I'm sort of satisfied the smell's a nice smell, and I'm kind of looking at these and I'm getting there's the other things that make me think that this is this is just a big version of a chanterelle. Some fish. So some fish is quite light, so I've got this place, I think that was £3.50 from Sainsbury's, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make something with the Friday fish supper with plaice and chanterelles, so I shall prepare that later. Well, the shallots are just starting to fry up a little bit, so all I'm going to do is once they're frying, I'm going to chuck this fish in this plaice and add a little bit of this wine. So I've got some Sauv Blanc, cheap Sauv Blanc from Sainsbury's, just chuck a bit of the wine in there. Just fry it quite quickly on the heat. Chuck the mushrooms in to absorb some of the wine, and then we're going to finish off just by adding some of the double cream and maybe a bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of seasoning. So I've got the pastas there ready to go, nice and warm, cooked. So yeah, well, I'll see how it goes. That looks nice. Nice speckled plaice. Pain in the ass to get the skin off it though, so that's a little job. There's the shallots, just going to fry it in with the fish. That's how much you get off one side. I have to do the other one with this. That's frying up pretty nicely. You don't want to overcook the fish, so we're just going to, added a bit of the wine, it's on a nice high heat, so we're just going to chop the shallots, the wannabe shallots in there, turn it down a little bit and give it a little bit of a whiz around. Maybe put a bit more wine in there. Can never have too much wine, that's what they say, so in it goes, not too much. Oh, a little bit too much. You can never have too much. So, put it around a bit. Put some chillies in there just to add a little bit of colour. So yeah, I think I'm just going to cook that just slightly, and then we're going to chuck the cream in there. Not cook it too much at all. Chuck a bit of coriander in there, just to make it a bit more green. There you go. That, I guess, is an arrowboat meal, so like a fishy meal, sort of part canal, part towpath, I guess. We'll see how it tastes. It's an amazing creation for the night. Yeah, so I finished that, and I'm not dead. Pretty tasty. Cost more than £2, which is the usual price I pay for a meal on the boat. But yeah, it's alright. Perhaps I should have made a sandwich, or made something a bit more ambient. And I've got one chanterelle left, so I'll try and make just something, really that bring out the flavour of it completely. Because that was really nice, but there was lots of different flavours in that. So perhaps I'll make tomorrow I'll make a sandwich. Okay, so I've got this final chanterelle mushroom, and today it's sort of lunchtime. I'm just going to cook it up real simple, just with an egg. Have a little egg and chanterelle sandwich. So let's have a look just quickly before it goes on the frying pan. So there we have it, just a final mushroom, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to fry it up in my it's a bit of solar today, so I'm going to put it on the electric cooker. I'll just spray a bit of this fry stuff and then cook it up. That's all we got from that small mushroom. It's probably a couple of mouthfuls, and maybe we'll just be able to taste what sort of flavour it is. There you go, it's my little sandwich. Let's just see how it tastes. Jolly nice. Just a little salt and pepper. Delicious. A verdict on the chanterelles that I gathered the other day, and I kind of tried to make a meal with them and some fish, just to see what they tasted like, if they were any different to normal sort of mushrooms. But they're I mean, these wild mushrooms, sort of forage mushrooms, I think the best ones I've had have been the like the field mushrooms, the traditional sort of horse mushrooms, I think they're called, quite big ones, which you buy in the supermarket, and they're quite probably the best ones. I mean, the chanterelles were good for free, which is a reason to eat them, but they're certainly not tasty enough that you'd want to make a sort of just sort of base a meal around them. They're kind of creamy and a little bit mushroomy, but they're certainly not a big tasting food.